Welcome back to Horse Racing today on Horse Racing Radar TV with yours truly and my good friend Terry Hollywood. Hey, on terrific Terry Thursday at opening day at Belmont at Saratoga. Or what do we got going on here, Terry?
Oh, looks like it's going to be a kind of an in and out day for me, or at least there's a lot of races that are pretty wide open, but then there's a couple that look like they probably have horses that you can key. But of course, as you all know, and we know, when you think that way, a lot of times that key horse runs second or third, and you get some long shot that wins.
Yeah, and a lot of those key horses I think that you're referring to, their odds are likely to be 1 to 5 or lower, maybe
Yeah.
even some of which they might refund the win bets because everybody's going to just bet that horse to come in second.
Yep, that's right.
Those
Absolutely.
big. There's a couple of those, and I one of them I don't feel like you can beat. The other ones I feel like you have a shot to beat.
Hmm.
We'll see if that indeed works out. I know we're getting off to a little bit of a late start. I'm on about 3 hours of sleep because last night through the evening, working on the wagering guide for tomorrow, the Acorn and the Belmont Stakes. You can get that over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's one horse on Saturday that I don't want to say, I don't want to jinx it, but I think there's one horse on Saturday that I absolutely love. Watch some videos on that horse, and he just runs so effortlessly. And then when the time comes, the jockey asks him, and he just goes, and he goes without a whole lot of prompting. And his other horses come up beside him, just finds another gear. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the days ahead. I'll probably tweet about that. Of course, you can get all of the picks for today, tomorrow, and Saturday and Sunday at Saratoga, the entire meet over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Today's free track over there is Charlestown. So if you like a little bit of nighttime racing where they take forever to get in the gates, almost as long as you and I take, Terry, to get started with race number 1 at Saratoga today, there's a link down in the description. Kindly use that. Well, let's get started with what's a wide open card, I think, Terry.
Yeah, this is a wide open card. It's a mile and 16th on the inner turf. Maiden claiming for 40,000, purse 47,000. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward.
Yes, indeed. And looking at the profile of a winner for this type of race, a mile and the 16th on the inner turf, back in last year's meet, stalkers do good. 15% of the time they go wire to wire. A little bit of a rail penalty for hours in a day. 2 and 3, those post positions performed the best. 4 through 7 got penalized. 8 and out, there was a bonus. Here we 10,000 simulations looking for which horses have the best chance to get on the lead. We see those numbers here based upon our projections, which ones are likely to be in their comfort zone or the race where it matches their best performances. Take a look at 10,000 simulations where we project out a speed figure, calculate odds from there, looking for some value. It looks like all the value scratched. And then what percentage of the time in our 10,000 simulations the horse ran a speed figure of par or better, 80 in this case, according to Brisnet, is the average winning speed figure for the conditions. None in that case, Terry. Sure looks like one going to be out on the front by itself and play come catch me if you can.
Yeah, that's that 5 horse, Dunk on Sink. Anyway, he's the only one that shows any speed here whatsoever, except for a little bit for that number 1 horse, and then there's a slight little bit for the 7. None of them show any par plus numbers, and there's no overlays that I can see. All but the 3 and 6 have pretty decent C zones.
Yes, indeed. And then as far as the next layer of our analysis is we call trip handicapping. So we want to see where the horses we plot out, where they want to be on the track when they run their best races. The 1 and the 2, under pressure. There really isn't a true pilot in this race. Co-pilots here. 4 and 10 want to close. So far, this handful of horses, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 8 and the 9. So primarily your odd numbered horses. They like to, those so far have been not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. And the 6, Bookworm, making its first start in its career. Looking at our early speed, Drunk on Sake. That one is the fastest, Terry. We saw it has the big chance to get the early lead. Maybe can go wire to wire here. We'll see. It's going to have to show some late speed that it hasn't shown so far. Dangerous Driver. Yeah. Anyway, that one has about a length more total pace than everybody else. And then as our top total pace is concerned, our top total pace, got 4 of them in here. The 1, 2, 4, and 10, just to cut above all of the rest, almost 10 points. So those 4, one of them is likely to produce the winner. Terry, which one do you think it is?
Well, I actually went for the first time starter, the Bookworm, the 6. Breeding suggests you'll like the grass, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and some pretty good workouts. Then I took the 10 Dangerous Driver. He finished in the money in 3 out of the last 4 starts at Parks Racing, and finishing 3rd versus similar on the dirt in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Might not have been Parks Racing. I might have a typo there. I have to check it. Number 1, Hours in a Day. He finished 2nd in his last race. His dam has 4 winners and from 6 starters and 2 turf winners, and the longer distance should help. And then I like the number 5, Drunk on Sake, the one that shows all the speed. He drops in class today. He may improve while trying grass, and the longer distance may help. And Lasix and blinkers are added today. He has a high percentage winning jockey. Now, what we do is we bet $2 to win on our first choice, and then a $1 exacta box with our first 2 choices, a 50-cent trifecta box for our first 3 choices, and a 10-cent superfecta box for our first 4 choices. And we have a $100 budget. So with a 10 race card, that leaves us $16 to bet somewhere else as we do this every race.
Yes, I'm going to bet some of that money right here in the first race. I'm going to start off with that 5 horse. Not sure that he merits single status, but what the heck, looking through the card. When you look at it, Drunk on Sake is the pure maiden special weight dropper in the race. And if you look at that last workout, 4 furlongs in 46 and 4, you know what they call that, Terry?
No, I don't.
Fast.
No.
Bookworm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I do. It's a first timer for trainer Christophe Clement. He wins at 37%. I mean, 17% of the time. He won at 30% at 7. I might have put him higher with first timers. The breeding, it's all right. It's nothing special. The works are okay. I think, and really didn't score 3 out of 3 for me on the first time starter scale. And I don't think, even though it might win, that it merits favorite status. If it was 3 out of 3 or 2.8 points out of 3, then maybe. Dangerous Driver, the 10 horse, gets the 3rd call for me, Terry. Plenty of early improvement in its last race. My worry is the horse has had 12 chances to win, hasn't done it yet. And a lot of other horses perhaps with a little bit more upside, including the 2 horse. Mighty Glory. First time the horse has been gelded. First time the horse is going to catch Lasix. One of those 2 things against the wall could stick. But last time out, the horse also put up better pace numbers in the opening half mile. That usually indicates a better race is on the way. I'm going to do a $1 double. I'm going to do 5. Hope that one can go wire to wire and then have all on the back end and catch maybe a price. Looks like we have, it looks like they're closing in on the gates over there. So before we move on to race number 2, if you head on over to horseracingtoday.net when the show is over, Terry will post up all of our picks and comments like we did the last couple of days for Parks. You'll see them right here. So you can catch everything we said, what we thought. We'll also, in the description on YouTube, we'll put together a timestamp for every single race so you can come back and check that out. And while you're on horseracingtoday.net, kindly hit that HRT gear. Go over there. Today's the last day you can support the show. Get yourself a See You in the Winner Circle t-shirt, which is a great place to be. Can't get it anywhere else. And today you're going to get, for the last day, 20% off. So a great way to help support the show. And most importantly, look fantastic. Better than you've ever looked at the track.
Right.
All right. So let's see. In race number 1, Terry, right now, as they go into the gates, let's take a look at what the bettors think. The bettors right now have put the 6 horse at 9-5 as your favorite. So that's a little bit of a overlay from the 7-5 morning line status. And David Aragona, who sets the lines for the Naira tracks, may well be one of, if not the best morning line makers in the entire country. So he's pretty accurate about that stuff. The 5 horse getting bet down from 6-1 or 8-1 to 3-1 is your second choice. The 2 horse, that one is your third choice at 5-1. Then you have the 8 and the 1 and the 10 kind of mixed in there together. So they're all pretty much getting in. Just a couple of surprisingly, the stands are a little empty for opening day over there.
Yeah.
In the background, maybe because it's just the first race, right?
Could be, yeah.
So I know they have some bigger races later on in the day too.
They do, yeah.
Look out for the 2 horse not getting off to a good break. Something we learned from Larry Ravelli. The folks behind the gate are holding its tail, which when that happens, they usually get off to that one defied the odds there a little bit. Terry got off to a decent break. The 5 horse just casually gets to the front. Didn't even have to work at all.
No,
it's got a wall of horses behind him. The 2 horse had to check as he ran up into the backside of that 5, going a little bit too quick there. So they go through the turn. 5 horse is on the lead. You got the 3 horse kind of swinging some horses out wide. Yeah, the 9 horse is like 8, 9, and he's all the way to the other side of the hedges, like he's racing in Europe in one of those straightaways. So he could have a tough shot getting there. The 5 horse continues to set the tone early, maybe a little bit on the quick side and a little bit under 24.5 seconds. The 4 horse, Fire Baron, has put up. Fire Baron has started to come into contact. They run down the backside. 5 horse continues to lead. It looks like he's trying to catch a breather in there. You got a break then back to about a horse or so to a bunch of them. Kind of tough to tell who's where. Right now, the 5 continues to set the tone on the front. The 4 horse is giving chase. Doesn't look like anybody's really trying to make up a lot of ground just yet as they continue to stretch out across the race. I feel like I've never done this before. The 5 horse on the front, pulling away from the 4, coming around the bend. The question is, has anybody got the wheels to run this one down? He's ahead by about 5 lengths, it looks like now in the opener. There's somebody on the outside. That's the 2 horse, it looks like, Terry, that might get its way up into second place.
Yeah.
And outside of that, the 5 horse on the lead is what you call a runaway winner in the opener. So the speed holding in 5, 7, 4, 10, it looks like 5, 7, 4, and 10. So I just won a double, folks.
That's right. Nice call on your part. So there you go.
Hopefully I get a long shot in that next race.
Yeah, I hope you do. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, once in a while, it's got to go my way, right?
Yeah.
The date in the title reads June the 5th. I'm sorry. I got to change a couple of things. Today is the 6th. I told you I was up to 3:30 in the morning, Race Masters, and then I had to get up at 7 to go ahead and get other things up to date for today. I'll go and change that in YouTube. I don't know that I can change that anywhere else, to be honest with you. So on Twitter or wherever else you're watching, I apologize. The tile is correct. I'm sorry that let me go. Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to change it right now. So you'll see that change in just a couple of seconds. Thank you for the quality control check, Race Masters. I appreciate that. All right, let's move off to race number 2, Terry. Let's see if we can find a long shot to go with my 5.
All right. Well, we're going to go with the sprint here, and it's 5.5 furlongs. It's a purse of $150,000, and it's for let's see, Lasix is not allowed for 2-year-olds. That's all we'll say because they haven't been out, or most of them haven't.
Yeah, when you did a show, you did the same thing. You used to do shows, Race Master. That'd be cool. We're always open to people joining us on here. Some guests to make guest picks. I want to say thank you to Kevin Roberts for the thumbs up. Hopefully, Kevin, you have a fantastic day today. And if you are as smart as Kevin is, you'll give us a thumbs up too on Facebook. You'll like us on the show as well. Thumbs up on YouTube. You follow us on Facebook, where our wonderful friend Swiss Army Sean does a tremendous job putting some wonderful content out there. So for this stakes race, this $150,000 stakes race, where they're only going to run 5.5 furlongs, as you can imagine, speed and more speed gets the job done. 42% of the time, Terry's favorite football player, Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
Wire to wire. There is a small penalty for the rail. Studily do right. Something neither one of us, Terry and I, were in school. Studily types. Studs maybe, but not studying types.
Right.
2 through 7, play fair. 8 and out, get a small penalty. Terry, where is all the speed where speed is necessary in race 2? We don't have any
We
simulations.
don't have any because none of them, I think only one's been out. So,
yeah. And the funny thing is, usually on here, I get, it still shows first time starters. I don't know why none of it got ranked in there. So there's something goofy with the data in there. So that means we're just going to go straight to picks, Terry. Tell us why you started with the 5 horse.
All right. Well, I like the 5-3 Echoes because he won his debut race and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 7 Touchy. He's a first-time starter. The dam has 4 winners from 4 starters and 1 stakes winner. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the dirt starts that he has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. So he marks a lot of boxes. Number 8, Classic, of course. He won his debut race and has a high percentage winning jockey, Irad Ortiz, and good workouts. Study Do Right, the one is the long shot. He won his debut race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 24% of the races when shipping a horse in, and has good workouts. I'm going to play a Don Johnson Miami Vice pick 4, 50 cents. I'm going to use the 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the 2, 4, 5, 7. I'm going to single the 5 and then use the 1, 6, 9, 11, and that's a $48 ticket.
All right. I'm going to start off with the 8 horse in here. That one is Classic, of course. Won its debut very easily at Gulfstream Park. Going to catch a little bit more distance today after separating late. I think that's helpful. And maybe you tell that Irad Ortiz is going to get on the irons today. 3 Echoes did have some of a troubled trip in its debut, still managed to win, and has a bullet workout since accomplishing that goal. Number 7, Touchy. That is a Wesley Ward horse, so it's going to come out of the gates with its hair on fire. Does have some strong breeding for the first timer in here. The works are good, and Wesley's debut win rate is off the charts. And then finally, I'm going to go with number 4, Barrington's Baytown. Has a May 24th work in 4 furlongs in 46 seconds. Breezing from the gate. You know what that's called, Terry?
Nope.
Fast is fast.
Fast is fast, huh?
Fast is fast. I, too, am going to do a pick 4 in here. 4, 5, 7, 8 with the 2, 5, 7, and 8 with the 4, 5. That being a leg where one of those big-time favorites exist. And then I'm going to close it out with the 1, the 4, and the 8, much like Terry, putting $48 to work. Maybe, I don't know. Did you put 48 to work?
Yeah.
Race number 3, next on our list for a 10-race card. Today, out there in Saratoga Springs. This one is about what, Terry?
Well, we're going to stretch out to 7 furlongs. It's an allowance race, $90,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Bred Registry, which have never won $18,000 other than a maiden claiming starter, or which have never won 2 races.
I think I could qualify for this race, Terry.
You probably could.
Because I never won $18,000 either. All right. So at 7 furlongs, the type of horse that gets the lead, gets the W, is a stalker, although about 30% of them win going from go to photo. There is a rail penalty, so stop the spread. That one could even make it worse than the 30-1 odds, though our good friend Trevor McCarthy always has our best wishes. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7, they play a touch under par. 8 and out is fair, Terry. So some speed, be forwardly placed. It's helpful at this distance, and there's quite a few of them that will be forwardly placed.
Yeah. There's several have speed. The 5, 2, 3, and 6 are pretty close to each other. So it's really anybody's guess who's going to get there. The 2 has an overlay from 4 to 5 to 3 to 1. The 2 has the only par plus number, and all of them show some kind of C zones.
Yeah. So the ones over 50% are the 6, 7, and 8, and the 4. Again, that means if we match up our projected pace to the horse's previous starts, 80% chance for Cam and Duke that this horse is going to find this pace to its liking. And the par plus score in here, Terry, 52%. That means 5,230 of the simulations we did, the horse did generate a speed figure of 92 or more. Our pace set up for race number 3, pretty balanced in here, although 6 of the 8 horses want to be forwardly placed. That could give horses that have a little bit more late speed. So like the front runners that have the late legs are the most likely to get the job done here. There are a lot of them that are going to be pressing early. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, Terry, all within a point of each other. Has the makings, perhaps, of a speed meltdown or melt up, whichever way you look at it. Caldo Candy not only has some of the top early speed, but he's got the most late speed by 6 points. So about a length quicker than even the closers. He's got to be careful not to run too fast, though, and use up some of that. And then finally, Caldo Candy, 7 points clear of the 3, 5, and 7. Again, those top 4 horses likely to find a winner in there, Terry. Which one do you think it is?
I like the 2 Caldo Candy as my first choice. He finished in the money in 4 out of his 5 career starts, and he's been finishing second. He finished second versus similar in his last race, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Then I like the 5 Silver Satin. He has never finished out of the money in his 3 career races, winning the last race at Aqueduct, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Landioro, the 7's my third choice, ran second versus similar in his last race at Aqueduct, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Toscano, the forward, my long shot. He won his debut race at Hawthorne. He has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the allowance races that he has a horse running in, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets in here for me.
Yeah, the 2 horse 2, Terry, I don't know, because when we go back and look, Caldo Candy, I go back and look, and a lot of those numbers might be a bit inflated because of the Aqueduct speed numbers. And you just look at those Aqueduct horses and they go off to other tracks. They just don't run those same kind of numbers. So I am a little bit worried that Caldo Candy's numbers are a bit inflated, like everything else nowadays, right?
Yep.
But the May 17th Saratoga workout suggests that the horse can come close to those numbers. So that's encouraging for me. Number 7, Land of Gold, Land de Oro. That's where we all want to live, the Land of Gold. This one's taking the first race after a layoff and does have a trio of pretty good workouts getting prepped for today. Number 5, Silver Satin. Another that's coming off the sidelines. It, too, has a fast workout on May 27th. I think just about any one of these horses can win this race. And then number 8, BD Saints. That one drops from a trio of stakes races. Going to get first-time Lasix, so maybe a little bit more boogie and go for that guy today. And does have some strong workouts. No other bets for me in here, Terry, but I do think that this race is pretty open.
It is.
Off to race 4 we go, maybe a little less open, but I think this is one of those races with a big-time favorite. The Jersey Girl Stakes, Terry, what's it all about?
Well, it's a 6 furlongs distance, and it's a purse of $150,000 for fillies 3-year-olds.
Have you ever met Jersey girls?
No, I've never met a Jersey girl.
No, I grew up in the Poconos, and we spent plenty of days down in the New Jersey shore, Wildwood, Cape May, Atlantic City. Met plenty of them. It's I love that part of Jersey anyway. All right, 6 furlongs, Terry, at the track in Silver Springs, Maryland. I just completely confused. No sleep will get you every time. In Saratoga Springs, New York. Anyway, early speed, 35% of the time the horses win wire to wire. A rail bonus for Carmelina, 2 through 7, Alinda under par, and 8 and out. That is absolutely the best place to be. So give me some speed on the inside, Terry, or give me some speed on the outside. And what you're going to give me is speed that's scratched.
Yeah, that's right. The biggest speed horse in here got scratched. And then there's 3 others that show a small amount, the 3, 8, and 4. So, they're all pretty low. It just, who knows, going to get there. The 5 has a small overlay from about just under even money to 6 to 5. And then the 8 has an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 7 to 2. 5, 8, and 4 show the par plus numbers, especially that 5. And all of them show a C zone.
All right. For race number 4 is race shape. What we're looking for here, Terry, is, you got a lone closer, pretty balanced race in here for a 5-horse race field. So when we talked to Scott Fielder, he mentioned that in these 5-horse race fields, the way to play contests is to take the horse with the longest odds. Let's see. Early on in the race, Terry, it looks like it's pretty competitive in here in the 4th race. Gray Lightning, maybe a little bit quicker than Almost Gone Rocket. Becky's Joker, going to be right there too. At the end of the race, look at that late speed on there for Almost Gone Rocket. That one's 13 points better than anybody else. Also has a 10-point total pace advantage over Gray Lightning. That's 2 lengths in there, Terry. So it looks like, according to pace, the 5 sits second or third. They come around the corner, and then he puts on the afterburners and says bye-bye to the rest. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I do. It's not the 5. It's pretty hard not to play this one. Almost Gone Rocket. She won both career races easily, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a really good workout on June 1st. Gray Lightning's my second choice. She has won 3 races out of 4 career starts. All the wins were won by several lengths. She has the highest, has the best dirt speed at today's distance. I mean, of today's starters, yeah. And she has a good workout on May 31st. Mama's Gold, the 4th, my third choice. She comes in from Dubai after winning 3 career races in a row to try Saratoga. Drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And my long shot is Moonlight Lady, the 7. She finished in the money in 3 career races, winning 2 of the starts, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to play the second pick 4. I'm going to use the 4, 5, 7, and 8 with the 1, 6, 9, 11. I'm going to single the 1, and then I'm going to use the 3, 4, 6, and 7.
I didn't know there was a pick 4 there. I just put one in. I don't know if it's under $50 or not, but I'm going to hope that it is.
Okay.
Mine's going to be 4, 5 over the 1, 4, 8 overall over the 4, 7. I'm going to go with the 5 horse in here too. Almost Gone Rocket, Terry. That one is a rocket, but if you look at it, 2 races, 2 easy wins, should be close. Does have that total pace advantage over everybody else of about 2.5 lengths. If it doesn't win, it was a tough call for me between the 4 and the 8. But I'm going to go with the Group 3 winner over in the United Arab Emirates versus a horse that was running at Parks. One's also 3 for 3 lifetime. Gray Lightning has plenty of early gas, 3 pretty fast workouts since her last win, which was by 12 lengths. But when we do the Parks show, I'm always talking about track upgrades or downgrades from horses coming from Naira to Parks. A lot of times you see these Parks horses that look phenomenal at Parks find their way, especially with those early speed types, up to New York. And when they face real good company, they'll be out in the front early on, but they'll tire at the end. I think that's what you'll see out of Gray Lightning today. And then Becky's Joker. I feel like they think they have a very good horse here, Terry. This horse last year won in its debut at Saratoga in the summertime, and it was a grade 3. How many horses do you see debut and win a grade 3 race?
Yeah, it's not too many, that's for sure.
Race 4, the number 4, Mama's Gold for Race Masters, and he likes the 3 and the 4 with it. So he likes Becky's Joker, that horse coming off of the race number 2. He's going with the 7 horse back to race number 2, the 7 Touchy. If you have some picks today, like Race Master, kindly share them with us in the comment section. Or if you have any questions for us, suggestions, any of the above, something you saw out there that you think is funny and you want to share with us, kindly do that as well. We appreciate the interaction. Terry, if they haven't done so too, what's another really easy way they can help the show and keep up with us?
Well, they subscribe to YouTube and hit the little bell so they'll get notified about any of the shows we have. Go down and copy the link, send it to their friends, relatives, everybody they know. They can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, Threads at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Give us likes and thumbs up. It helps us out quite a bit.
Race 3 is going to go with the 7. We're going to go to race 5 now, Terry. A fast one on the grass.
All right. Here we go. On this 5th race, we're going to go at 5.5 furlongs again, turf. It's an $85,000 race for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Register.
So So yeah, those New York bred, maiden special weight types. Not a whole. I mean, we do have data. We do know that for the distance on the grass, stalkers do good. Only about 1 out of 5 horses win wire to wire. There is an inside 3 bonus, so that could work to its advantage. They get into that turn pretty quickly. 4 through 7, they play under par. And man, if you happen to wear an 8 or out, your task is difficult. So some inside speed, Terry, though a lot of these horses with limited experience. So it could be a situation where the early speed does struggle a little bit. Where the data is a little bit inaccurate, but if it is accurate, who's the fastest in here?
Well, the 9 shows the most speed there on the outside, although the middle horses there have some speed also. But the 9 also shows an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 5 to 1. The 9 and the 11 have the only par plus numbers, and all have C zones, although there's about 3 or so that are low, except for the 11 has none.
Yeah, this race, again, maiden special weight, just about anything can happen. Some difficult post positions for people. The 4, 7, and 8, they're going to give it a try for the first time. The 3 horse, Spirit of Esther, that one not within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line when the race is over. The 2 and 5, they want to be forward. A lot of times horses that win their maiden are forwardly placed. The 6, 9, and 10, they should be right in the stalking position with the 1 and 11. Those 2 will be closing early on. Says the 9 horse. That one, Heart of the Night, is about a length quicker than everybody else. And that is some stakes level type early speed, folks. So keep an eye out for that one if it can find some life at the end. Race 1 and 11 and the 10 and the 3, they got the most late speed, a lot more than pretty much everybody else in the race. So they'll be coming at the end. And finally, our top total pace horse in here is the 1 horse, Strictly Taboo. Although if you go all the way down to here, not including the first-time starters, what is that? 6 of the horses with experience are within 5 points, 6 points of each other. A deep field, someone's going to get blocked. Someone's going to get bumped. Whoever that is, it could be the difference between being first or worst, Terry. A wide open race here, and who are you going to put on top?
Yeah, it is. I'm going to use 11, Soretta. She took a break for 6 months and then came back and finished a nice third, switches to a high percentage winning jockey, Frankie Dettori, and has a bullet workout on May 29th. And, Dettori was just named the jockey of the week this week. So anyway, number 6, In the End, is my second choice, finished third in her last race and has a high percentage winning jockey. Strictly Taboo, the 1, is my third choice. She finished third versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And Heart of the Night is my long shot, the 9 horse. Comes in from Santa Anita to try Saratoga, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets in here for me.
I'm going to start off with the 1 horse. I'm going to go with the inside 3 bonus, Strictly Taboo. This horse, if you look at the past performances, all of its best races have come following some rest. That's exactly the situation today. So we should see Strictly Taboo's best. Beautiful Thief. Very tough post for a horse that's way outside there, Terry, and 12 to 1 morning line. But my eyes, they see the May 25th work 4 furlongs in 47 seconds, Terry. You know what that is?
It's fast.
Yes, in fact, it's the fastest of 115 that day. And that was at Belmont. So it wasn't like he was running up against some Charlestown stinkers. He was running against good company. And if you're the fastest of 115 at anything, that's fast. Summer Whirl, the 4 horse, is my third choice, Terry. Another that is working very well. Its last workout is a bullet workout, and that's going to go back to work. So that bullet and go angle is one of my favorites. And then finally, the 9 horse, Heart of the Night. That's your simulation favorite. It's your par plus favorite. Going to be up on the lead, according to our statistics there, Terry. All of those numbers come from Santa Anita. I just really wonder how much that Southern California racing, not including Del Mar, has been downgraded because of just the lack of depth of those fields. So you don't really know how good the horses they're facing or how good the races actually are.
That's true. And there's a lot of days that there's less entries at Santa Anita than there is at Golden Gate Fields. And that's kind of an odd thing. So,
yeah, it is kind of weird. And you see too, like when these horses from Santa Anita travel across the country to go to these top tier stakes races, a lot of them just don't show up. They don't fire. So
Yep.
I'm really questioning the quality of horses which is really sad coming out of Southern California, because it used to be a hotbed for horse racing. And Terry, I want you to do your best to become the viceroy of horse racing in Southern California and bring it back to its glory days, when folks like Bing Crosby and all the stars would be seen at the track betting their money with just the average day folks like you and I.
That's true.
And Bing Crosby. Why would I pick Bing Crosby? Isn't he like the founder or one of the founders of Santa Anita?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
All right. How long do we have to race number 2?
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
So let's fly through race number 6 and see if we can get our work done. Well, we should be able to do it because there's really no simulations in there, Terry.
Okay.
So what are the conditions for the 6th race?
7 furlongs is maiden race, $100,000 purse for maidens and fillies, 3-year-olds and up.
All right. So again, really not a lot of data to work off of, but we do know that 7 furlongs, as we mentioned a little bit earlier on, 30% of the time, the horse leads from go until photo. The rail penalty, that kind of stinks a little bit. 2 and 3 doesn't stink. They get a bonus. 4 through 7, a little under par. 8 and out is fair. There again, no simulations. We do have an idea how some of these horses are going to run. But again, a lot of them either making their first starts or not close. 5 and 6 have been forward. The 8's been one that has shown an ability to close. I think these are all 2-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
So you have no idea what they're going to do. No, these are 3-year-olds. So some maybe a little bit of predictability. And what do you predict?
Okay, well, I like number 1, Chantrouche. First-time starter. Dam has 5 winners from 6 starters and 1 stakes winner. She has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer, and she's got a bullet workout on 30th of May. She's a wicked smart. The 5 finished 3rd versus similar in her only start. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout on the 30th of May. Then I like number 4, Refuse to Lose. She finished 3rd in her only start, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Then Park Avenue Betty, the 7, is a first-time starter. The Dam has 1 winner from 1 starter, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. She's my long shot. No additional bets for me.
I'm going to start with Silvalology, the 2-horse. If I'm going to go with a first-timer, I'm going to go with one that has a bullet workout in its last workout, according to our good friend Barry Meadows in his book, The Skeptical Handicapper. The last workout is a bullet before the horse debuts. That angle wins at 15% or more. And I'm going to get better odds than I'm going to get with the 1 or 1A. Either one of those horses could win. They both check off all 3 boxes. Good breeding, good workouts, and a great trainer who wins at more than 11% on debut. She's wicked smart. Of course, that's a Bostonian horse. Second race improvement for this one would be enough, and does have a bullet workout since then. Then the 4-horse, Refuse to Lose. Exact same story as the 5-horse, minus the bullet workout. I'm going to take a flyer here and put my remaining $8 on the 2-horse to win, Terry, and see if indeed I can catch another price horse. Race number 2, it looks like there's still about 2 minutes to go. So
yeah,
let's review a few things. Today, Terry will be posting all of our thoughts, analysis, and comments over at horseracingtoday.net. You can click on that. There's a link in the description below. While you're there again, click on the HRT gear, get yourself a Horse Racing Today hat, shirt, and get the red number 1 shirt. So that's like the silks that they wear when the horses are running around the track. Again, tonight, no matter what you're doing, if you're playing the ponies, take a look at our free picks at Charlestown. I want to say Churchill Downs. At Charlestown, you can see them right there. For some reason, I thought today was Friday. It's actually Thursday.
Yeah,
you can get the free picks over there. And then, of course, while you're there, our wagering guide is now available up to 3 o'clock in the morning, 3.5 hours sleep. So I can get back and do some picks at Saratoga today. There's 1 horse in there I really like on Saturday, folks. I'll tweet out about that. So follow me at HRT Rich, and then you'll know who that is on Saturday morning. And, of course, Tom and I tomorrow will be back for 4 and Fridays. Not quite sure what time. We're going to do Haydock, I believe. That's the track Tom has texted me. So keep an eye out for when we're going to do that on all of our social sites, scrolling down there below at Horse Race, the number 2 day. Are they anywhere near close running race number 2, Terry?
Yeah, let me see here. They're they're still kind of just, it's post time, but they're kind of getting ready to put them in right now, I think.
Yeah, they're mulling around as if though they're in Charlestown, West Virginia,
That's
or
true.
they're outside of Miami in Florida. Let's
Yeah.
go, folks. This is New York, the city that never sleeps. Get your stuff in order and on time.
Yeah.
Well, the 7-horse is the favorite.
Mhm.
That's Touchy. That's Race Master's top choice there. It's going to go chalk hunting today. Next up after that is the 5-horse, 3 Echoes. That one's 5-2. And then you have the 8-horse at 4-1. Everybody else is double digits. So, of course, I'm hoping the 8-horse wins. Terry would be happy with the 8-horse winning. Or the 4-horse would be good because that would give me the best double and get us both started on our pick 4s. So I'm always looking for win-win scenarios.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good way to do. So,
all right, now, come on, horses, let's go. Well, Terry and I will be back on Monday for Parks, Tuesday for Parks, Wednesday I'm not sure, but we'll do Saratoga every day. It's live throughout the entirety of its meet. So if they run on Wednesday at Saratoga, you can expect to see Terry and I. If not, we'll do it Thursday as well.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The 3-horse is a little bit chippy over there, showing some interest, a little bit of excitement, tail wagging, jumping up and down around on his toes like they offered it a peppermint candy. He's all happy. So maybe that one's going to surprise at 47-1, Terry.
Could be. They're actually acting like it's Charlestown right now or Gulfstream.
They are taking forever. They want to get that big 4 pull bigger.
Yeah, I was going to say they want to get that big 4 up there. So it's 201,000 right now. So
what are they waiting for it to get to $250,000, you think?
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like they finally made their way past the tractor. Mm-hmm. They're within sniffing distance of the gates. I don't think anybody's gone in yet, but they're about to get started. So they loaded the 5 first. It looks like he decided to get up to the gate and turn around. He's like, nah, you know what? They turn him around, and the 5 does go in. The 1 goes in. So finally, they're going to get one in. The 2-horse is the beautiful gray horse. It's almost like a white horse.
Yeah,
it's like whitish gray. Really nice looking horse. The 6-horse, they're trying to encourage it to go in. It's reluctantly going in, but it's going to go in. All right, good job, 6-horse. Next up is the 3-horse, the one that was dancing around on its toes, happy to be out there and not happy to go into the gates. I love animals, right? They all have their own minds. They I ain't going in.
They do.
And when they decide they don't want to do something, there's not even like a dog. Like we're trying to get a dog to go somewhere, and it just kind of goes like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw this one online where they were at the beach and the dog didn't want to leave. He couldn't get him in the truck. He was trying to push him into the truck.
He wanted to go back to the lake or to the water, huh?
Yeah, he wanted to stay at the beach in the water. So
can't blame him for that. That's a life a lot of us aspire for. So smart dog. One more to go, and we'll be off and running in race number 2 in the Tremont Stakes for 2-year-olds, where absolutely anything can happen. Terry, the 8-horse is another one that's decided. It's got a little attitude problem there, shaking his head, but he does go in. And it looks like they're ready to go. A few folks standing at the starting gate with their cameras out, ready to get a picture of their opening day fun at Saratoga. Nice track, too. If you've never been there, Terry and I would both encourage you to go there.
It is. It's very nice.
And they're off and running. And what a crazy break it is. The 5-horse, the jockey sitting down on that, sending him the 7-horse to the outside. He's going to be 3-4 wide. He's going to have to clear through that turn, or he could find himself in a very difficult spot. You don't want to be the favorite 5 wide, Terry. That's a bad place to be. He has been able to get wide, and 4-5. Of course, I go all, and you know that means that 4-5 is going to win, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yes, he's cleared pretty easily now. He's galloping up on the front. They go through the turn. Doesn't really look like anybody's making up a whole lot of ground, although the 5-horse, the other one that was part of the early pace, he's in the mix too. The 8-horse is going to try to swing wide. The 1-horse is going to try to make a run up the rail. The 5 has made a double inside.
Yeah, we want that 5 to win.
The 5 looks like it could be the winner. The 7 is just, I don't know what the hell kind of run that was. I think the 7's going to win.
Yeah, he's going to win.
I don't know. Here comes the 1-horse at the end.
Here comes the 1.
Yep. The one horse runs by at the end. So the
Oh,
one,
gee.
I didn't put him in my pick 4. That's okay, though. I got the double. So the one horse wins at 13 to 1. Studley Do Right. And for my $1 double, I got $76.25. So, and that's a good way to start. Terry, you're
Yeah.
alive on the pick 4. I'm happy for you on that. Hopefully, you make it all the way through and get a big payday.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's always nice to make some money. That was a weird race. That's what I said with those 2-year-olds. You just have no idea what the hell
It was. That 7 was all over the place.
Yeah, if he can straighten out, he probably does win, but he's bumping and grinding. So we're going to go to race number 7, 4 to go. This is going to be the beginning of the late pick 4. Terry, the kind of weird race here in the way it starts with the shoot, but what are they going to do?
Yeah, I know. It's the way it has to happen. It's a mile race. It's an allowance race, $110,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $18,000 other than maiden claiming starter or state bred or allowance, or which have never won 2 races.
And at 1 mile with this funky here, I don't know, is that a 1.5 turn race, do you think, Terry? Does it get 1.5 turn? 2-turn race. But anyhow, looking at this mile distance at Saratoga, early speed does great. 26% of the time it goes wire to wire. The rail gets a bonus. So the rail gets to that turn. 2 and 3, a little bit under par. Maybe they get pushed wide. 4 through 7, maybe they tuck down, save a little bit of ground because they get a small bonus. And if you're 8 and out, oof, you have a really difficult time finding your way to the winner's circle. So a little bit of inside tactical speed in race number 7, Terry, is very useful. Where can we find that?
Yeah, a lot of it is in the inside. The 3 and the 1 show the most speed, and actually they're right next to each other because the 2 got scratched. They can go head to head. I don't know. You'll have to see what happens. Then that 3 has an overlay from about 11 to 1 to 15 to 1, and the 10 has an overlay from almost about 4.5 to 1 to 30 to 1. That's a really nice one. 6 and 7 show the best par plus numbers, and then you've got 10, 4, and 3 that show some also. They all show C zones, and most of them are pretty darn nice.
And yet another race that's likely to be pretty open. We do see the 5 horse up here, Saratoga, as a potential lone speed. Do-gooder, a potential horse that can sit off that. But you got a lot of versatility here with the PC types. With the 3, 6, 9, and 10 again, dominating the odd numbers. They can be anywhere on the track. So if the 1 and 3 go too slow, they'll make sure the pace is honest. If they go too fast, they'll make sure they're patient. The 3 horse does look like if it chooses to do so, it could be the leader, although I suspect it will let the 5 set the tone, unless, again, the pace is too slow. I don't know what this horse over here with 177 is, but he's all out there by himself. As far as your late pace is concerned, Ms. Sense with some blazing late speed for a closer in there, Terry. So if this one could snug up to the leaders when the race gets started, look out. It could be difficult to hold that one off. In fact, it is one of your top total. It is the top total pace horse over Brodier. Striker has Dial, and then Ways and Means. A lot of different horses in here, Terry, with some shot to win. It looks like Dot Maria is the only one you can X off your list. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, I like Baudelaire. The 6, she's finished in the money in all 5 career starts, winning 2 of those, and she has a high percentage winning jockey, has the highest speed rating in the last race. And Ways and Means, the 7 is my second pick. She drops in class today. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. At least 6 is being added. Ms. Sense, the 4, is my third choice. Won her debut race, and in the second start, she lost her jockey, so we're not going to even count that. She has a high percentage winning trainer, Todd Fletcher, and Irad Ortiz is in the irons. Good 4-furlong workout on May 31st. Striker has Dial. Number 3, she won her debut race at Laurel, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. She's my long shot. I'm going to play the last pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 4, 6, 7 with the 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, although the 16 may get scratched, with the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. And I'm going to single the 12 in the last race for $48.
So in race 7, I don't see a 16 in race number 7, Terry.
No, it's not race 7.
Oh, which race is that going to be? Race number 8?
8. Yeah, it's an 8.
Yeah, let's see in race 8. Yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't scratched those horses yet, so I don't
They
know
have.
what.
They're waiting. I think they're waiting to see if it's going to rain, or because that's main track only. That 16.
Yeah, I think there's probably a good chance it's going to rain later on in the day. It's a little overcast there right now.
Yeah, I think they're waiting to see what just happened. So
Yeah, they kind of screwed me up a little bit with that too, because I didn't put them in because they didn't scratch them out, and they were the turf was listed as firm. So that is a very difficult pick 4 wager on the back end there. So make sure that you adjust accordingly once the scratches are finally announced. I feel like that's unfair to bettors, though, to be honest with you.
yeah, it is.
Race number 7, I like the 4 horse Ms. Sense. I'm going to try to beat a horse to 7. That is your 2 to 5 favorite. Any race improvement in the second start off the debut, which is a win at Toga. And this is also going to be a horse that's going to make its 3-year-old debut after winning Saratoga in its debut. Second race, something went wrong, been on the sideline since. So there's that 2-year-old to 3-year-old angle, getting the Lasix, showing some speed. I think when that horse actually won, it was a 6 to 5 favorite. So obviously they thought that horse had some class back then. The 7 horse, this one finished 4th in the Kentucky Oaks. What's it going to be in this race? The 1 to 10 favorite, Terry? I feel like that.
Yeah.
Going to get Lasix. It is the quality horse in this field. Number 3, Striker has Dial. I don't know what the heck that means, but as far as I'm concerned, this is another horse where its means to the winner's circle is second race improvement. You do have a jockey on there, Kendrick Caramouche, on a horse that wants to be forward following an easy debut win. So Kendrick Caramouche, can you merge? Number 10, I don't even want to try to pronounce this one, but Abrigada. There we go, Abrigada. I'm going to take the long shot in here, Terry. That's going to be closing in this field and has a win at Saratoga. Pick 4. I'm going to go 4, 7, 6, 8, and 9. Again, if there are some other horses in here that scratch in later on, keep that in mind. Talk about them a little bit. I'm going to go all in the third leg and then close it out with the 6 and the 12 in the finale.
All right.
Let's go on to race number 8. Terry, another really big field where just about anything can happen. This is the one with all the different horses that remain to be scratched because right now it is tentatively on turf.
That's true. It's a 1/16, and it's a maiden $85,000 purse, 3-year-olds and upward, foaled in New York State and approved by the New York State Registry.
All right. So at a 1/16 on the regular turf course, where you're looking for closers, only 14% of the horses they get to the lead stay on the lead and run straight into the winner's circle. So far, nobody has won from the rail. So Terry, the romantic charmer, won't get the easiest trip today. 2 and 3 actually get a bit of a bonus. 4 through 7, they're damaged. And 8 and out get a bonus too. So kind of a weird post position plays. At this distance, Terry, you want to be a closer. We'll talk about speed, though, in here.
Yes, in this race, the 8 shows the most speed here, as you can see. And then there's not really too much other speed that's close to that. The one's about the next one. And then the one has an overlay of from 3 to 1 to 8 to 1, and that 14 shows an overlay from almost 4 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 6 has the best par plus number, and then the 14 and 16 come in with a little bit smaller. Then all but the 13 show C zones.
Yeah, it's a wide open race, Terry, just from the look of all the data here. Yeah, anything can really happen. And again, here, the 16 horse, if it gets in, could be Loney, bunch of pressure, bunch of closers. The 2, 8, 10, and 11, they have not been within 5 lengths of the leader. The 3, 5, and 12, they're going to make their debuts today. Of the horses that have some experience, the 8 horse is the quickest all of a suddenly. That one, a little bit quicker than Romantic Charmer, although Romantic Charmer on the inside could get the early edge. Looking at the late speed in here, Terry, that belongs to 14. Hagrid's Flame. That's 2 lengths quicker than everybody else, but going to be way off the pace relative to these. Film Academy of the front runners does have the most late speed and also has some of the best total pace. 4 points clear of Romantic Charmer. There's Terry, 16 horse. Iron Man Ira. All right, Terry, you're going to start with the 16 if he gets in. Tell us why.
Okay, well, I put him in at the last minute because they hadn't scratched him yet, and I've got a feeling they're going to be scratching this horse. But I like him because he finished second 2 races in a row, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then 6 Film Academy as my second choice was bumped and finished eighth, but only lost by 2 lengths in his last start. He now returns to a high percentage winning jockey, Irad Ortiz, who knows how to ride him and is trained by a high percentage winning trainer, Mark Cassie, and his best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. The 7, All Good Here, is the third choice. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a bullet workout on May 31st. 9, Mission Hill, he has a high percentage winning trainer and a good workout on May 30th. That's my long shot. No additional bets for me here.
And where you finish is where I will begin with the 9 horse. Mission Hill, Terry. According to my work here, this horse does have a lot of really good workouts since his last race in last August. It has a May 16th workout, 4 furlongs in 47-2. I would ask you, you know what that means, Terry, but you already know. Number 6, Film Academy. All 3 races that it's run so far have been at par or above for this level, that being 81. So any one of those trio of efforts will do. All of a sudden, Lee, the 8 horse, getting the third call from me. Second race improvement puts this guy in the arena for the W, and perhaps a horse for the course because he has a nice spa bullet workout since. And then finally, Romantic Charmer. The horse is good, but the rail stinks. In the money, I think a good shot to be in the money. Getting the W could be tough. Now, in the event, there's a bunch of other scratches in here. So these horses scratch out from the race being moved to the dirt from the turf. I have the 16, then the 13, 14, and 15 in that order. So 16, 13, 14, and then 15. So keep an eye on that, folks, once those are announced, and make your selections accordingly. You don't want to pick horses that aren't in the race. So
I also have the 13 and 14. So
all right, so keep that in mind there. Terry also has the 13 and 14. So I will substitute out these horses if these scratch out. So if the 6, 8, and 1 scratch out, then I'm going to go 9, 16, 13, 14, and so on in my pick 4s. 2 races to go. Race 9 begins the late daily double. I hit the opening daily double.
You did.
You get a
$76.25 for a buck.
Yeah, not well, $8 really, but I'll take it. 5.5 furlongs. We got back-to-back stakes races, and they couldn't be any different. This one's going to be the short one.
Yeah, 5.5 furlongs, Astoria. It's purse of $150,000 for fillies, 2-year-olds.
And then add the distance here for 5.5 furlongs for the Astoria Stakes. Be fast. Early speed wins 42% of the time. It goes gate to wire. Small rail penalty for what in the literal. I was going to say what in the hell literal, but what the literal. 2 through 7 play fair. 8 and out, a small penalty. So the horses in the middle, if they have speed, they got a good chance in race number 9, Terry. Any horses in the middle with speed?
Yeah, it looks like that 5's right in the middle there. Got all the speed in the world. Lots of speed. And the 8 shows an overlay of from about 8-5 to 6-1. The 8, 2, and 7 shows par plus, especially the 8. And then all but the 5 shows some kind of a C zone. So
another one of these races that anything can happen in, Terry. Looking at the race shape, again, anything could happen. None of them really showed that they want to be on the lead. The 1 and 4 show they prefer to close. The 2, 3, 5, 7, and 8, they can be anywhere on the track. Biscuits with the Boss. That one has some real high caliber early speed. At least it showed in its debut, Terry. So or in its early career. So if it can run up to that number there, Terry, that's a pretty good number. Remember, 42% of the time they go wire to wire. Any more stamina. You got a Corey and French Horn, maybe not the most early speed because they're going to be at the back of the pack, but they have the most late speed, length quicker than everybody else, but they may well be more than a length off the lead when the race gets cooking. According to this, the Queen's MG, the one we saw with that big overlay, should be the one from a total pace perspective to come home first. West Memorial will be right there too. A little bit of drop off from there. Looks like what in the literal is the only horse that doesn't really fit in, Terry, but with these horses, you just don't know. Let us know what you know.
I like Akoria, the 2. She won her debut race at Churchill Downs, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then French Horn, the 3 is my second choice. She comes in from Woodbine after winning her debut race there, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. West Memorial, she is the 4 horse. She won her last race at Churchill Downs, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse. The Queen's MG, the 8, is the long shot. She won her debut race at Kingland, has the highest last race speed rating. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, tied with 4, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets here, as my pick of the day comes in the last race.
All right. So for me, I'm 2-3. That's how I'm going to start too. Again, I think anybody can win this race. AO Rocky, something like that. If it can improve from its debut, it can win this race. It can get it done. French Horn was the very heavy favorite in its debut. Won that race with ease too. That was up at Woodbine. Has worked out at Woodbine since then. And the transition from all weather to dirt always isn't the smoothest. Number 8, the Queen's MG did run the top last race speed figure, 4 points better than anybody else that's left in this race. Long Neck Paula was right behind it. That one has since scratched out. Has a really fast workout since, so maybe we should put that one on top. And then Biscuits with the Boss. I'm going to take the flyer in here, the long shot. Maybe too much early speed for these. This one can get to the lead, get out to comfortable fractions, maybe run. Right, 45.5 in the opening. 44.5 in the opening half. They might not be able to run that one down at the end, like we saw with the 5 in the opener. The last race of the day, Terry, I told you we're going to go from one extreme to the next.
Yeah, that's right.
5.5 furlongs to
2 miles, a marathon, inner turf. I love these races. It's a grade 2 Belmont Gold Cup race, $250,000 purse. Inner turf for 4-year-olds and upward.
And I wrote down the profile of a winner. Who knows at these races? They all tend to come out kind of slow, jog, and then as they come around the final bend, they just hit the jets and go. So I'm going to imagine if you got some good late speed, you got a good chance.
Yeah.
But maybe there's one that can get to the front and steal this one, Terry. And if it is, who's that going to be?
Going to be that 2 horse. He's shows the most speed of any of them in there. And then 2 also has an overlay from 6-5 to 30-1. And then that 10 has an overlay from 4-1 to 10-1. The 2 and the 10 also have a par plus numbers, and all but the 3 show some C zones.
So we're going to find some interesting stuff here in our race shape. The 2 horse is a lone E. So if that one can get out on the front, who knows, might be able to steal this race. The 12 horse Siskanani, that one might have the most early pace there, Terry. I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff to clear on the outside. Don't think he really needs that because he also has the most late speed by a long shot, 110. That's what, 10, 20 points clear, 4 lengths better than everybody else. Yep. So I think that one sits 3rd or 4th and then just says, okay, bye-bye. That's a total pace here number of 205. I mean, that's 30 points more than anybody else. I don't think I've ever seen, even with stakes races, horses get into the 200s before, and that alone be 30 points better than the next closest horse. I'm just worried about it getting stuck in traffic, Terry, or something along those lines. I know it's the 1-1 morning line favorite. It's probably going to be 2-5, something along those lines again.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to win.
Yeah, I really like this horse. It's my pick of the day. He arrives from Dubai after winning 2 out of the last 3 races, has a high percentage winning trainer, Charles Appleby. He wins 48% of all the races when he ships a horse into the U.S. to run, and he has a nice high percentage winning jockey. 6 Champagne One is my second choice, has finished in the money in 5 out of 6 career starts, winning 2 of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 14 Vernon is my third choice, finished second in his last race at Churchill Downs and has a high percentage winning trainer. 3 is the long shot for me, really good. He has 1 win out of 1 start at Saratoga, so he's perfect here. And he has a high percentage winning trainer, Michael Maker, and Dylan Davis is riding. I'm going to bet my $16 to win on the 12.
So Siscani, you just, like I mentioned, you just don't see horses with those kind of numbers. Just destroys this field from a pace-wise, from a quality-wise. Is it going to be a Tom horse? Big favorite, big second-place finish. Champagne Juan looks like the longer the race, the better for this guy. And this is going to be the longest of his career. So maybe you push the 12 horse to the test at the finish line. The 10 horse, Pioneering Spirit. Well, he's done well at Saratoga. He's been on that turf track 3 times with a couple of wins and a third. And he's done all right, too, on the yielding course. So maybe if they do run it, it's a little bit wet, might fare well. And then I think you got to put the 2 horse in there, Terry. So high, could get to the front all by itself. It's a 2-mile race. Maybe he can get a mile head start on everybody else. See if he can make it to the finish line. If he can get out there on comfortable fractions, 2 miles out there, Terry, and get 5, 10, 12, 13 lengths in front of everybody else, might just be able to hold on at the end. And he is a green go horse, going to be on the lead. All the other speeds pretty much scratched. High C zone, should be comfortable where he's cruising, and a great chance to go par plus and a simulation odd favorite. Why not play it, folks?
Yeah.
Because the 12 horse is going to be well under, at best, I think if it gets 1-to-1 odds, that would be the best that I think you can hope for. And that wraps it up for today. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 22-1, Tom and I. For Hayduke, Race Masters, I will talk to him about doing Hong Kong. So make sure you follow us on all of our social sites. Terry, where are they? So people will know when Tom and I are going to talk about the Hayduke horses.
They're on Facebook, TikTok, X, Threads, Twitter, and Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day. You can go in there and give us a thumbs up and that kind of stuff. That was a nice pick that you had in that 5 there.
Yeah, well, I'm happy about your 1 horse coming home and almost pays for the whole day, right? $72. I just need another $28 somewhere in the course of the day, and I'll be in the positive ROI column for opening day at Saratoga.
You certainly will be.
I hope, and you will probably be too. Christopher D'Souza, how are you, my friend? Race number 10. He's coming home with the 1 horse over to 2 and the 12. Nice to see you, Christopher. We'll see you again tomorrow for Hayduke. Again, Terry and I will be back on Monday for Parks, Tuesday for Parks. Not quite sure what we're doing Wednesday, but I think we'll be doing Saratoga every Thursday from here on out. Don't forget to go to Guaranteed Tip Sheet for your weekend racing for the Acorn Stakes tomorrow, as well as the Belmont Stakes and all that stuff on Saturday. Again, I have a horse that I'm really very much looking forward to backing on Saturday. I'll tweet that out Saturday morning. In order to know where it is, you better follow me at HRT Rich on Twitter. And then that's it, Terry. Any final thoughts from you before we part ways and start rubbing our hands for the Belmont Stakes?
Yeah, well, if you're going to play the horse races at Saratoga or anywhere this weekend, I sure hope you have good luck at it. And I think you did a really good job in that first race. That was a good call on your part there, Rich. I actually went ahead and snuck and bet your bet. And so, for real. So I got the $76. I saw that and said, I got to do that, even though I like the 6 over the 5.
And you're wearing the 5 shirt and hat. So there must have been some sort of forbearance in that, Terry.
Should have told me to just go with the 5, huh?
Yeah, should have. I mean, you're wearing it, my friend.
That's it. Anyway, and so just have a great day and a great rest of the week. Just be safe. That's about it.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were so happy to see my top pick win. Anyway, folks, no matter what you're doing for the rest of this weekend, we certainly hope that you have God's grace, God's favor. You chase your dreams, Terry, and that they do end up in our favorite place, Terry's favorite place for the 5 horse in the opener, and that is
the winner's circle.
Indeed. Enjoy the Belmont Stakes, folks. We'll see you tomorrow and then again on Monday.